Explosive royal reveal, Prince Harry's daring rescue mission. In a move shaking royal corridors across London, Prince Harry has launched a bold, high-stakes plan to reclaim his children, Archie and Lilibet, from what insiders describe as an increasingly toxic maternal environment. He will not let them be abandoned. On February 14, 2026, London's elite media outlets were thrown into chaos when Harry, speaking at an understated Oxford roundtable on heritage and fatherhood, made a declaration that no one saw coming. His most personal, unguarded, and electrifying statement yet. Yet, the Royal Guardianship Protocol exists for a reason: to protect Windsor children when their identity, safety, or future is in danger. And I know my Aunt Princess Anne would never abandon them. Not now. Not ever. The room was hushed, but the resonance of his words exploded like a thunderclap across royal and global media networks. This legal relic, dating back to the 19th century and originally invoked to shield royal heirs during wartime crises or abdications, had never before been publicly connected to a modern royal's own children. Harry had just tied this centuries-old statute directly to Archie and Lilibet, signalling a seismic shift in the Sussex narrative. Within minutes, analysts, former Palisades and international legal correspondents were speculating wildly. The unthinkable was on the table. Prince Harry was preparing to permanently break away from Meghan Markle and reclaim his children under institutional protection. Rumours of marital tension and custody battles had circulated for weeks, but their last joint public appearance now seemed like a silent farewell. On January 19, 2026, Harry and Meghan attended the Dubai Global Media Partnership Summit under a production development deal with Blue Pearl Holdings. Meghan was visibly animated yet distracted, while Harry appeared distant and preoccupied. Witnesses reported that they left the stage separately and departed in different vehicles, a subtle but unmistakable signal of strain. That night marked the final known public appearance of the couple together, a quiet prelude to the legal and emotional storms that would follow. Days later, sources at the Montecito estate revealed a major verbal confrontation between the two. Insiders claim it centered on Meghan's independent commercial ventures in Doha and Dubai, allegedly exploiting the children's names without Harry's consent. By January 25th, Harry had quietly retained the services of Laura Wasser, the renowned Los Angeles attorney, who had famously represented Kim Kardashian and Angelina Jolie in high-profile custody disputes. Known for her precision and meticulous filings in complex legal battles, Wasser was the perfect ally for Harry's strategy. According to insiders, Harry's argument was concise but forceful. Meghan had violated her parental duties, disengaged emotionally, and was leveraging their children for personal branding. On January 31st, he officially filed for emergency sole custody in Santa Barbara County Superior Court, citing her prolonged absences, over 62% of the previous 90 days abroad. Passport and air travel logs were included as supporting evidence, along with documentation of Meghan's dissolution of the Sussex Educational Trust Fund, cancelled school attendance, medical appointments left undisclosed, and her signature on a non-disclosure agreement with a Qatari financier designed to erase prior family connections. The court granted a 2-day preliminary review, scheduled to conclude on February 21, 2026. Meanwhile, the royal family moved with precision. On February 3rd, Princess Anne, acting under the Royal Guardianship Protocol, convened the Royal Child Welfare Council with Prince Edward and Lord Hargrave. She reviewed Harry's documents and gave verbal approval to commence custodial protection proceedings. By February 6th, Archie and Lilibet had been quietly relocated from California to a secure royal property, believed to be the Oak Garden Wing at Sandringham Estate. From that moment, their passports were frozen via bilateral agreement between the UK Foreign Office and California Family Court. All commercial contracts involving their names or likenesses were immediately nullified. Under the Windsor Child Protection Compliance Act 2023, direct maternal contact was blocked. Meghan was notified that any communication would have to pass through solicitors and court-appointed therapists. On February 5th, Harry issued a legal injunction through Wasser, prohibiting Meghan from using the children's images or names in public, particularly in Middle Eastern or Asian ventures. On February 8th, Harry submitted residency reclassification forms to officially change Archie and Lilibet's domicile from California to Berkshire, UK, placing them at a secure Windsor-linked residence. The following day, he sent formal proposals to Prince William and Duchess Sophie, calling for the creation of a Royal Reconciliation Committee, an oversight body dedicated to safeguarding the children's interests. Private letters were sent to Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine, expressing regret over the collapse of his marriage and requesting their support for the moral and emotional protection of Archie and Lilibet, above titles, egos, or blame. By February 11th, Harry petitioned the UK Home Office to reinstate the children's security classification under the Royal Descendant Protection Registry, which had been revoked after Sussex's exit in 2020. Conditional approval was granted by February 14th, pending court confirmation. As of February 20th, both children remain under full Crown guardianship review, safe and stable, in contact with familiar members of the royal household under therapeutic supervision. The stage is set, documents are filed, and the next chapters, from courtroom drama to royal reckoning, are already unfolding. The story took a dramatic twist with Meghan's shocking exclusion from Paris Fashion Week and whispers of an elite fashion blacklist. Meanwhile, another scandal erupted in California, centering on Harry's renewed and meticulously timed attempts to secure custody, even as public sympathy momentarily leaned toward Meghan after paparazzi captured her emotional collapse from denied access to private fashion events. Harry, however, was quietly shaping the narrative, positioning himself as the protective father determined to restore dignity and safety for his children, even if it meant waging war against Meghan. On February 7th, Harry filed a sealed motion in Los Angeles Family Court seeking emergency clarification of joint custody agreements, citing unilateral educational and relocation decisions by Meghan without his consent. He referenced her attempt to withdraw Archie and Lilibet from their California school in early February and her alleged plans to move them abroad under the guise of media protection. But the legal maneuvers were only the surface. A deeper pattern emerged from Harry's actions in prior weeks. Secret UK outreach sources at Clarence House confirmed that in late January, he began discreet discussions through Prince Edward's office, proposing a child-first reintegration clause. This would allow Archie and Lilibet to visit the UK under royal supervision without Meghan's consent. Though initially rebuffed, the overture demonstrated Harry was preparing separation logistics long before the public realised it. Administrative records leaked anonymously confirm Harry visited the Montecito School Board in late January, requesting assurances that the children's records could not be unilaterally erased. Staff noted him visibly agitated and emotional, asking about any sudden withdrawals. Less than 48 hours later, Meghan requested their disenrollment. On February 2nd, Harry activated a dormant trust established in 2021, naming Archie and Lilibet as sole beneficiaries and transferring £7.5 million. The trust prohibits using funds for image licensing, media partnerships, or promotional appearances before age 18, a direct challenge to Meghan's growing commercial ambitions involving their likeness. A leaked, unaired voicemail to Lady Louise Windsor captured Harry's raw desperation. "If anything happens to me, please tell them. I tried. Tell them I did everything I could to get them out. I'm not the perfect father, but I'm not letting them become pawns." Harry's request for updated medical records and DNA confirmation for both children, citing inheritance concerns tied to Queen Elizabeth II's sealed succession fund, sparked furious backlash. Meghan's inner circle accused him of paranoia and institutional manipulation. Observers questioned whether this sudden paternal urgency was genuine or strategically timed with Meghan's public missteps in Dubai and Paris. Princess Anne reportedly told confidants, "He wants the children," when the cameras are gone. But where was that courage when the children were being weaponized online and in courtrooms? Even within Meghan's estranged network, opinions diverged. A Hollywood insider claimed Harry's plan was to recast himself as a royal again, distancing from the wreckage and leverage the children, but forgetting the Sussex brand that elevated their fame. Yet senior aides in the Royal Child Welfare Committee privately acknowledged that Harry's actions might align with genuine institutional reconciliation. Historically, royals have taken bold public and legal steps to protect their children during family fractures. Harry may finally be learning the true weight of legacy, what it means to act at the center of it all, with the children above ego or self-interest. At the center of this unfolding saga are Archie and Lilibet, two small, innocent figures caught between continents, contracts, and conflicts of identity. Their story has evolved from personal turmoil to geopolitical drama. Their names are now encrypted in trust clauses, contested in court filings, and analysed in palace war rooms where decisions about their royal future or rejection may soon be determined by forces far beyond their understanding. And in Montecito, the once proud Sussex estate now stands partially empty, lawns overgrown, cameras removed, as a quiet storm brews across two continents. Staff at the Montecito estate have been furloughed as Prince Harry reportedly retreats to a separate guest wing, deliberately distanced from Meghan's primary quarters. Some sources whisper that he's barricading himself. Others claim he's mapping a permanent exit. But one fact is undeniable. Harry is no longer just reacting. For the first time in years, his moves are not about Meghan, not about optics, not even about the fallout. This is about legacy, and the future of his children. Harry wants the world and the monarchy to understand something shocking. The most explosive revelation in this saga did not come from Meghan Markle's missteps, but from Harry himself, in a move that stunned royal watchers and blindsided the British press. Prince Harry authorised the release of a sealed packet of documents, known within palace circles as the Archie files, to a panel inside the Royal Household Child Welfare Committee, chaired by none other than Princess Anne. The documents, painstakingly verified and cross-referenced by palace legal teams, included DNA affidavits, medical records, emails, and correspondences that directly contradicted Meghan's prior assertions about Archie's health, lineage, and schooling. Palace insiders revealed that Harry's submission was not just strategic, it was born from duty and exhaustion. For years, he had publicly supported Meghan's narrative, defending her claim that the royal family had treated Archie with hostility and that their exit had been dictated by security concerns, skin tone, and legacy considerations. But the growing rift between Harry and Meghan, combined with mounting pressure from King Charles and Princess Anne, finally forced him to confront the realities behind palace doors. Among the revelations was a disturbing pattern of obstruction. Meghan had repeatedly altered Archie's school enrollment without Harry's consent, often citing brand repositioning and strategic exposure management. One particularly revealing email to her business manager read, "If we can get footage of Archie with X sponsor label, we can push the exclusivity narrative in the next season rollout." Observers noted that Archie was being treated like a media chess piece, a pawn dressed in sentiment. For Harry, this marked a dramatic pivot, the first time he had publicly aligned himself with palace standards in years. A private letter to Princess Anne, now leaked to the press, further revealed Harry's desperation. "If I cannot protect my children from strategic exploitation, I have failed, not just as a father, but as a Windsor. I submit myself to royal oversight for their sake." The tone of the letter conveyed exhaustion, raw emotion, and legal pressure combined. According to insiders close to Prince William, the document was met with quiet approval and silent relief. Princess Anne, the steadfast enforcer of royal integrity, promptly convened a special session of the Welfare Committee. She invoked the rarely used Clause 7 of the Windsor Custodial Charter, granting temporary oversight of minor heirs with disputed guardianship. This clause, last activated during the 1936 abdication crisis surrounding Edward VIII and Wallis Simpson, ensured institutional control over the future of royal progeny amid private conflicts. Archival footage of King George VI invoking Clause 7 played across UK networks, juxtaposed with images of Princess Anne entering Sandringham for emergency deliberations. Meanwhile, Meghan's team responded with fury, claiming the documents were taken out of context, accusing Harry of being coerced under mental duress, and labelling Clause 7 as a colonial-era tool of suppression. Yet their counterattack crumbled when a second leak exposed that Meghan had unsuccessfully attempted to relocate Archie and Lilibet to a media production compound in the United Arab Emirates, where Western custodial laws would not apply. This revelation ignited a transatlantic backlash. US child advocacy groups questioned why Meghan could alter the children's residency without co-parent consent, while the Los Angeles Department of Child and Family Services confirmed a preliminary report had been opened, a historic moment as American authorities weighed in directly on royal offspring matters for the first time. Back in the UK, Harry's shift triggered unexpected solidarity. Lady Louise Windsor, previously neutral, released a concise but poignant statement. The duty of a parent is not to amplify their child's image, but to shield their personhood. I admire my cousin for acting with courage. Princess Catherine, still recovering from treatment, offered no formal statement but was photographed holding Princess Charlotte's hand at a children's advocacy gala, a visual contrast to Meghan's solo appearance at a Dubai luxury branding forum. Perhaps the most quietly devastating blow came from Queen Camilla. In an untelevised moment, lip readers reported her muttering to Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, "He finally chose the children over the circus. Pity it took this long." The consequences of Harry's reversal rippled far beyond family dynamics. Netflix executives reportedly paused development on Archway, the family legacy branded projects, while 2 major streaming contracts were suspended, pending custodial clarity. Even British Parliament members debated whether dual national royal minors could legally inherit without a formal declaration of upbringing under sovereign ethical guidelines. For Harry, the cost of this pivot was both liberating and crushing. In relinquishing narrative control, he regained moral authority, yet he simultaneously dismantled the foundation on which his post-royal brand had been built. The image of the defiant father shielding his family from royal coldness was replaced by that of a tormented parent attempting to undo years of selective silence. The press labelled it the undoing of Harry by Harry. Yet within palace walls, whispers of cautious hope began to circulate. The redemption protocol has begun. The 4th act in this escalating royal crisis began not with a statement, but an omission. Meghan, days after withdrawing Archie and Lilibet from their California school without notice, failed to file the mandatory joint custodial travel disclosure under the Windsor Accord. This triggered an automatic clause known to few outside the palace, the Royal Guardianship Override. Acting under her role as Lord High Steward and interim head of the Royal Household Child Welfare Committee, Princess Anne called an emergency review of Archie and Lilibet's custodial protections. The convening occurred inside Windsor Castle's King George VI suite, historically reserved for crisis deliberations. Attendees included Prince William, Duchess Sophie, Lady Louise Windsor, representing the younger royal contingent, and 2 senior legal advisors from the Crown Office. The focus was not Meghan, it was the children. By this point, multiple infractions stacked against her: violations of the custodial monitoring protocol, failure to alert authorities about schooling changes, refusal to provide updated residence addresses, and erratic behaviour flagged by Ofcom during a live broadcast. The tipping point came with a surveillance dossier delivered by MI5 liaison officers documenting Meghan meeting foreign media executives in Qatar. Discussions allegedly involved exclusive rights to the children's upbringing, future interviews, and heritage branding, raising urgent red flags about international jurisdiction and exploitation. Princess Anne read aloud a declaration dated February 6, 2026. The Crown cannot in good conscience remain passive when the safety, stability, or developmental continuity of royal minors is jeopardized. The interests of the children must supersede all else. Within hours, the palace activated the royal guardianship override. Though ceremonial in name, its function was deeply legal, stemming from Queen Victoria's Special Minor Protection Act, updated in 2022 for the modern age. With full approval from King Charles, Prince William co-endorsed the intervention, and Duchess Sophie was named interim custodial liaison, essentially the child ombudsman of the monarchy. Catherine, though not formally on the committee, privately supported the decision and spent 3 hours with William discussing next steps for the children's welfare. Lady Louise Windsor emerged as a crucial voice, proposing that Archie and Lilibet experience a transitional guardian family setting within the UK, away from cameras, legal chaos, and parental influence. Her suggestion, later leaked to The Times, was hailed as a rare model of emotional intelligence in royal politics. Harry, blindsided, had assumed Meghan's withdrawal was a strategic rebranding maneuver, not a trigger for full-scale Crown intervention. He allegedly contacted Clarence House in shocked disbelief, requesting an emergency video call with his father, denied. King Charles had already briefed and approved the override, issuing a terse warning. The children's welfare now lies beyond private discretion. Cooperate or forfeit voice. The symbolism was stark and brutal. Harry, once the rebel prince seeking freedom for his family, now faced the optics of being portrayed as the absent parent entangled in his wife's crises. Meghan, in contrast, appeared increasingly isolated, her PR team scrambling to regain control of a narrative slipping rapidly from her hands. Public opinion shifted sharply in the UK. Hashtags like #ProtectArchieLib and #RoyalGuardianship surged online, while media outlets questioned, should royal blood guarantee protection, no matter where the heirs reside? One truth became clear. The Crown had drawn an unambiguous line, not around titles, fame, or punishment, but around the protection of 2 children bearing the Windsor name. The crisis had evolved beyond scandal. It was now about guardianship, legacy, and an ancient promise of protection. And the world was watching closely as the royal family navigated Prince Harry's emotional unravelling and intricate legal manoeuvres. Half a world away from Montecito or London, Meghan Markle was ensconced in Dubai's glimmering business corridors, surrounded by billion-dollar deals and digital media magnates. The February 2nd event that ignited global controversy was far more than a mere product launch. It was a meticulously orchestrated reinvention. Meghan's re-emergence on stage under the As Ever brand banner, flanked by wealthy Middle Eastern investors, was meant to herald her rebirth. Not as a duchess, not as a mother tethered to royal protocol, but as a sovereign entrepreneur, free from the chains of monarchy. But timing, as it often does in royal matters, betrayed her spectacularly. News of Archie and Lilibet's abrupt withdrawal from school and the breach of the Windsor custodial accord had already hit global headlines, while Meghan posed with glittering investors, sipping date-sweetened mocktails beneath LED chandeliers. Headlines screamed parental negligence, and social media erupted into a frenzy. Clips of her sovereign woman speech were edited into montages showing empty classrooms and tearful children, a haunting juxtaposition that wounded her brand in ways no palace statement could repair. The situation worsened when a leaked voicemail surfaced, recorded just days prior. Meghan was heard telling a business associate, "Let William and Anne figure it out. I'm not sacrificing my company's momentum for another tantrum." Confirmed authentic by 2 independent audio experts, the recording made former supporters, including feminist scholars and liberal commentators, pull back. One viral comment summarized the outrage. "You can't call yourself a feminist icon and walk away from your own children." Panic spread through her media team, triggering emergency reputation management measures. Influencers quietly deleted promotional content, and a high-profile Dubai sponsor suspended their campaign pending an ethics review. Even traditionally favourable corners of American media began shifting tone, raising questions about Meghan's motivations in prioritising brand over children. Meanwhile, Princess Anne convened a second Royal Household Child Welfare Committee meeting. Already circulating documents highlighted Meghan's unauthorised use of royal-themed motifs in her desert bloom fragrance, violations that triggered both branding concerns and indirect custody conflicts. The committee concluded that Meghan's commercial activities, particularly abroad, materially interfered with the secure upbringing and psychological well-being of minor heirs under the Windsor Custodial Charter. The Palace Legal Office acted fast, sending urgent memoranda to California courts citing the Dubai trip, brand violations, and withdrawn schooling as evidence that Meghan had voluntarily abdicated her custodial responsibilities. Sir Alec Mortimer, head of the Royal Legal Review Council, said, "This isn't merely a breach, it's a strategic withdrawal dressed as empowerment. The court must see through it." Meanwhile, Meghan's digital rights firm, RQL Shell, was served a cease and desist by a British-backed intellectual property watchdog, citing deceptive quasi-royal language and unauthorised use of House of Windsor symbols. By week's end, what Meghan had intended as a Dubai triumph had become a PR nightmare and legal liability. Even her most ardent supporters in American celebrity circles posted cryptic messages hinting at boundaries, ethical responsibility, and loyalty. For a woman who once commanded the world's attention with a single interview, the surrounding silence now spoke volumes. At the centre of it all were Archie and Lilibet, unseen, but undeniably present. The children became symbols of a stark question. When ambition collides with parenthood, what does legacy truly mean? The palace's answer unfolded quietly but decisively. On February 7, 2026, the British monarchy completed its final and irreversible separation from Prince Harry as international media scrambled to digest sealed Montecito court filings, FBI investigations, and potential financial discrepancies tied to Arch-related foreign transfers. Buckingham Palace moved with unprecedented speed. On the morning of February 8th, Lord Alistair Pembroke stood once more at the lectern, his expression cold and authoritative. He read a decree that stunned the public. Effective immediately, Prince Henry Charles Albert David is no longer recognised as a Royal Highness, nor as a representative of the House of Windsor in any domestic or international capacity. The statement cited deliberate non-compliance, ethical misalignment, and institutional deception. All of Harry's patronages, military titles, and hereditary privileges were revoked. Meghan, already distanced, was not mentioned. But the most consequential detail lay in a single redacted clause, Appendix 13, Windsor Protocol custody status. Insiders confirmed it signalled a decisive custodial shift for Archie and Lilibet under the Windsor Charter, originally signed by Queen Elizabeth II in 2018. Clarence House and Kensington Palace sources confirmed that Prince William and Princess Anne strategically timed the declaration before the Easter recess. William's reasoning was precise and ruthless. Ambiguity threatens credibility, and credibility ends now. Princess Anne, long seen as the monarchy's disciplinarian, reportedly added in a leaked memo, "The monarchy does not parent across borders of betrayal. We protect what we are sworn to protect, not what we are manipulated to pity." Her statement was widely interpreted as a reference to Meghan's repeated public use of her children's royal titles in media, interviews, and product placement. Public reaction was polarised and intense. Monarchy supporters praised the move as overdue and courageous, citing Meghan's repeated attempts to monetize royal association as corrosive to institutional trust. A Telegraph editorial went further. "This is not disowning. It is a rescue mission. The Crown must not drown in sentimental debts to those who defy it." Conversely, Sussex loyalists criticised perceived hypocrisy, questioning why Prince Andrew retained honours despite his own controversies. Even that defence faltered under rumours that King Charles had authorised a sealed investigation into Andrew's estate holdings in Washington, where Harry's O1 visa status had already drawn scrutiny. The title removal carried international ramifications. Under US immigration law, Diplomatic privileges, security clearances, and honorary recognition tied to royal endorsement became legally unstable. In Commonwealth nations like Canada and Australia, debates erupted about the role of royals in national identity. Emergency motions surfaced to block commercial use of royal titles on Canadian media platforms, an indirect rebuke to the AROL branding legacy. Princess Catherine did not speak publicly, yet her presence at a children's hospital visit on February 8th made a powerful statement. Wearing a deep Windsor blue coat with the Elizabeth Unity pin, a piece last seen during Queen Elizabeth II's final trooping, Catherine silently reinforced the message. Legacy, order, and the future of the monarchy remained intact. A palace aide confirmed off the record that Catherine fully supported King Charles and Prince William in executing the separation. Her silence spoke louder than any public declaration. Now, this decree is enshrined in the official royal archive and printed in the London Gazette. Legal analysts agree, no future appeal or reconciliation will alter this reality. The Sussex chapter is closed. Any attempt by Harry to claim royal connection, through name, appearances, or media positioning, will activate enforcement clauses under the Windsor Enforcement Act, quietly ratified in late 2025. No compromises remain. No half-in, half-out arrangements. No memoirs or interviews disguised as negotiation. As one palace insider summed it up, they gambled thinking the crown would blink first, but the crown never blinks. It simply waits, and then it closes the door. The world now watches Harry and Meghan's next moves, but for the royal family, the matter is irrevocably settled. The royal house has spoken, the lines are drawn, and the gates are locked firmly behind them. Put like, comment, and subscribe for the full royal saga.